Hi, in this video we are going to look at JavaScript arrays. So first we will see how to declare, assign and retrieve arrays. Then we will see how to add and remove elements into that array. Finally we will see how to concatenate two arrays. So this will help you to understand to use arrays in JavaScript. So first let us see how to create an array. So to create an array, we have to use a new keyword. So here I'm using a new array. Remember, A should be caps. Then you can open a parenthesis. Then you can place your array elements separated by comma. Here I'm creating an array of 4 elements. Next, you can assign these to some variable. So this is how you can create an array. So what happens? There is an alternate syntax also. Actually here you can directly assign values. So here we are not using the new keyword, and if you see, I can keep 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can see how, since JavaScript is typeless, here we are mixing the element. So first I put 1, 2, then within double quote I specified a string, then I specified 4. If you see here, since we created 4 elements, we have an array with 4 elements, and each cell will hold a value 1, 2, 3 and 4, and the elements are indexed 0, 1, 2 and 3. So this memory location is pointed by here 1. So if you see here, we have 4 elements and each one is indexed. So if you see A2 will have 4 index. At 0th index there will be a value 2, value 1. At first index there will be value 2, and in the second index, that means the third location, you will see string 3, then 4. That's the content of A2. So now if you want to retrieve an element, say for example val1 a1 of 2. So now we are using a1 of 2, right? So the index what we specified here is 2. So this is the index we specified. So this will pick element 3. Now val1 will hold a value of 3. That means it will hold the number 3. So that's how you can retrieve element, and you can assign the element also the same way. Let's say a1 of 0 equal to 4. Now a1 of 0 is this first element, and since we assigned 4, the element will now hold 4. Now to add an element to an array, you can use, let's once again redraw that array here. Now if you make a call to a method, say push, and you can make a call to a method called pop, then you can also make a call to shift, then unshift. U is a smaller case. So the push will take a number, I mean an element as parameter. Usually you will call with some value, say for example, let me say push of 12, similarly unshift of 10. Now first let us look at the pop. So what happens, pop will pick the element in the last element, then it will take that element or it will return that element. Also it will remove that element from the array. Similarly, if you make a call to shift, then it will pick the first element. It will pick the first element, then it returns that element. Then it removes that element from the array. So now we are making call to push, right? Like the opposite of pop is the push. That means it adds an element towards the end. So if element is added towards the end with a value 12, this will be the array 2, 3, 12. Then unshift will add an element towards the front. So the value here what we are giving is 10. So we will get 10 here. Now if you see, after making this call, the modified array is 10, 2, 3, 12. 10, 2, 3 and 12. We can also use the concat method. Let's say we have an array. Then we have one more array. Now we can make a call to concat. For example, the concat will return the joined array. So that's used to join two arrays. Here we are making call to ar1 dot concat. Then we pass ar2. So what happens, the content of ar1 is added to ar2. So this will be the ar1. ar1 is 1, 2, 3. And this content will be added to the second array. The secondary content is 7 and 8. So the resulting array is returned, and that resulting array is assigned to a new variable called a3. Now it's a demo time. We will create an example and execute that in IE. So here is the example. First we create 4 arrays. array 1 we have 1 2 3 4, then array 2 1 2 3 4 5, and array 3 it's a mixture of integer and number, and array 4. Next, here if you see we are directly printing the array, so that means the JavaScript execution engine will take care of printing this array. So we are printing all the 4 array 1, array 2, array 3, and array 4. Next, to pick a specific element we can use the index operator, which we already saw in the previous slide. So since here it is array 1, so this is the array 1 and index is 3, that means this is 0 1 2 3, so 4 will get printed as output here. Next, here we are trying to remove the array element. You can see we used a pop as well as a shift method. We previously saw that pop will remove the element from the tile end, and the shift will remove the element from the front of the array. Next, in JavaScript you can use push and unshift. So this push 5 will push an element 5 towards the tail end of array 2, and shift will add an element from the front of the array 2. So in the front the element 1 will get added after the unshift. Then in array 2 after the push, the element 5 is added towards the tail of the array 2. Next, here we are joining two arrays. So first we printed the content array 1, array 2, and array 5. And if you see here, before printing the array 1, array 2, array 5 content, we are making use of concat. So array1.concat, we are passing array 2, and the return result we are storing it in array 5. So here we are printing array 1, array 2, and array 5 to see the result. Then here we are picking a specific element, index 2, here we are picking index 5. Alright, now we will debug this and see how it works. So just printed the result, but we will debug and see what is going on. In the last video we saw how to debug, right? Now we will do it one more time. So here we kept a breakpoint at the very first line. To keep a breakpoint, just select a line number, then click on that margin. And here also you can see there is a breakpoint at this line. So I will close all these except this scope part. Now let me refresh it, and let me execute one by one. Since there is no function call here, so the variables you can see in a global scope. Previously you saw a local scope, right? Because we debugged functions. Here there is no function call at all. There is just one script tag inside that we are using the array. So that's why we expanded global scope. Yeah, we expanded global scope, and here you are seeing all 5 arrays. So array 1 is initialized with the 4 values. Next, let me step over, and you can see the second array also initialized with 1 2 3 4 5. Then third array is initialized. You can see the mixture, whatever you provided here, that's initialized. Then array 4 is initialized. You can keep a watch here also. So whenever we print something, that will get printed here. First we are printing the h3 element, and you can see that above array content. Then we are printing array 1, array 2 and array 3. So you can see these arrays here, array 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let me step over and you can see array 1 content is printed, array 2 content, 3 and 4. All 4 contents are printed. Next we are picking a specific element from array 1. So array 1 of the element 3. So if you look at here, this is array 1 and index is 3. That means this is 0th index, first, second, third. That means 4 will get printed. If I hover my mouse, you can see array of 3 which is 4. So this 4 will get printed now. First at this line it prints a h3 element. If I step over, you can see that h3 element. Then it prints the array 1 of 3 equal to 4. Next what we are doing is one more h3 tag. It did print. Then here if you see array2 dot pop. So array 2 content is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pop will remove the tail end. That means this 4th element will get removed. Array 2, this array 2, the element 5 will get removed. You can keep a look here. I will execute this line, and at the same time if you see this pop method will return, it will pick this element 5. It will pick that element 5 and it will return. So that's what we are printing, array 2 pop element. Then it will print this 5 and after that this element will get removed. Now let us see that. Look here as well as look here in this array content also. We are operating on array 2, right? Just look at here. Step over to next function call. And if you see array 2, the element 5 is removed. So the removed element is returned here using the pop. Next we are using the shift. Shift will remove the first element. Once again we are using the array 2. And if you see in array 2 the first element also removed and the removed element is returned here. The shift will return the very first element. And after the shift the content of the array is 2, 3, 4 because this first element 1 is removed now. Next we are pushing the element. That means the whatever is passed here to the push, that will get added towards the tail end, and you can see the element 5 will get added here. So element 5 is added and here we are just printing the content of array 2. So the 5 is added towards the tail end. Next we are doing the unshift of 1. So it's opposite of shift. So shift removed the element, now we are doing the unshift. That means we are placing the element 1 towards the front. That means before 2, 1 will get added. And you are seeing that here. Now we are printing that using the document.write. And you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is printed now. Next we are going to join two arrays. So you can have a look at array 1. So all are string 1, 2, 3, 4. Then array 2. Array 2 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the concatenated result is here, and you can see array 1 is appended with array 2. Array 2 is appended with array 1. That's why here concat means array 1 concat array 2. So the array 2 content will come and join with array 1. So the returned result is stored in array 5. That's array 2 content. You can look here. Now array 5 will be concatenation of these two. And here we are just picking some element from array 5. So array 5 of 2, 0, 1, 2, which is 3. then element 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is 2. So that's what printed here. Now let me close F12 and you can see the result of our example. So we'll scroll through the example so that if you want to take it out, you can take. You can pause the video and note down it. That's all here in this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.